This is an oil on canvas by François Leon Benoit, painted in 1847. It is entitled The Wrath of Achilles and is in the Musée Fabre. The quote from Book 1 is, "Sing, O Muse, the wrath of Achilles." This is an oil on paper by Alan Lee. It is the cover depicting the catalog of ships of the book Black Ships Before Troy, published in 1993 by Francis Lincoln. The quote from Book 2 is, "I will tell the captains of the ship and all the fleet together." This is an Attic red figure from around 485 BC depicting Paris fighting Menelaus by Doris. It is in the Louvre. The quote from Book 3 is, "Alexandrus quailed as he saw Menelaus come forward, and shrank in fear of his life under cover of his men." This is an Attic red figure vase from between 490 and 480 BC, depicting Diomedes fighting Aeneas by an unknown artist. It is kept at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. The quote from Book 5 is, "Then Pallas Minerva put valor into the heart of Diomed, son of Titus, that he might excel all the other Argives, and cover himself with glory." This is an Apulian red figure column crater by an unknown artist, painted from between 370 and 360 BC. It depicts Hector's last visit to his family and is stored at the Museum Nacional of the Palazzo Giata in Ruvo di Uglia. The quote from Book 6 is, "The boy cried and nestled in his nurse's bosom, scared at the sight of his father's armor." This is painted ceramic from 570 to 550 BC depicting Hector fighting Ajax by an unknown artist. It is stored at the Vatican Museums. The quote from Book 7 is, "Ajax threw in his turn, and struck the round shield of the son of Priam." This is a woodcut by an unknown artist depicting Achilles playing a lyre. It was made in the 1600s and is at the University of Glasgow. The quote from Book 9 is, "Achilles, playing on a lyre, fair, of cunning workmanship, and its crossbar was of silver." This is pottery by an unknown artist depicting the death of Patroclus from 500 BC. The quote from Book 16 is, "When he had thus spoken, his eyes were closed in death. His soul left his body and ided down to the house of Hades, mourning its sad fate and bidding farewell to the youth and vigor of its manhood." This is an engraving by John Flaxman entitled "The Fight for the Body of Patroclus," made in 1793. It is at the Royal Academy of the Arts. The quote from Book 17 is, "As a cow stands lowing over her first calf, even so did yellow-haired Menelaus bestride Patroclus. He held his round shield and his spear in front of him, resolute to kill any who should dare face him." This is a shield by Angelo Monticelli that is an interpretation of Achilles' shield and is held at Le Costume au Moderne. It was made circa 1820. The quote from Book 18 is, "First he shaped the shield so great and strong, adorning it all over and binding it round with a gleaming circuit in 3 layers, and the baldric was made of silver." This is an oil on canvas by Coypel Charles Antoine. It was painted in 1737 and is at the Hermitage. The quote from Book 21 is, the river grew more and more angry, and pondered within himself how he should stay the hand of Achilles." This is an Attic vase by an unknown artist from circa 490 BC. It is held at the British Museum and depicts Hector fighting Achilles. The quote from Book 22 is, "Achilles, mad with rage, darted towards Hector, with his wondrous shield before his breast, and his gleaming helmet, made with 4 layers of metal, nodding fiercely forward." This is an oil on canvas called "Games in Honor of the Death of Patroclus" by Carle van Arnay from around 1800. It is housed at the National Museum of San Carlos. The quote from Book 23 is, At the same instant they all of them lashed their horses, struck them with the reins, and shouted at them with all their might."